All right, guys, I got something here. This is probably the smallest thing I have ever reviewed, but I picked it up because I wasn't trusting my current. Here, let me show you what I've been using. This is just a cheap, inexpensive air pump I picked up off of Amazon, which does the trick. But I've noticed that when you get it up to the pressure you want it to, when you go to pull it out, before you can even pull it out, it'll go down some. So I'm never sure if I got the right pressure in there or not. So I've checked it several times with this. The tires came up to 23.5, front and back. But I didn't trust it, so I went out and got my better one and tested it with that, and it came out with the same thing. So rather than not being sure, I decided to try to pick up one of these little tire pressure gauges. This is from RVZONE. This will do 3 ranges, for your RVs. Well, it does your cars, your motorcycles, bicycles. And it has the 3 psi bar settings. It has an LCD screen, and from the reviews I saw, it's pretty accurate. So I just want something I can pop out, put in my bag here, pop out whenever I need it, check my tire pressure, and something I can trust. So let's give this thing a try and see how it does. We got dogs barking, sorry about that. And I believe you just push the power button on, there it is. I'm out here in some bright light. This is a good test for it. If I get in a less light, so you see it's got a blue tint to it. But out here in the bright light, you can see the black. I don't know if you guys can see it on the screen here. It should be pretty clear. We're going to test it here, but let's see what's set. It's set to PSI right now, which is good. And let's see if I'm anywhere close to where I'm supposed to be. If I can keep my cameras pointing in the right direction here, guys. All right. Oh, turned off on me here. Back on. It says 23.0, where my other 2 gauges said 23.5. Now it says 23.5. Let's go check the front one. Once again, try to keep these cameras straight. Okay, does it have a reset on it? Probably just going to turn it off and back on, I guess. There's PSI. You got to turn it off and back on unless there's something I'm missing, but I'll check into that. This says 24.5, so I'm completely off on the 2. But I tend to think this is probably more accurate. So let's take this down to where I want it. What if it just, after I retest it, let's try that. Let's put a little air out. And then we'll just retest it. Now it says 20.5. I don't think I took that much out. Yeah, maybe I did. Alright, we're going to put some pressure back in here. According to this, well, actually, let me turn it off and back on. Let me see if that's necessary for this. Get it back to PSI. Okay, test it again. Now it's reading 21. Saying 21 now. I don't think it was as high as what I thought it was. I think I needed to completely turn it off and back on to reset it. So let's get the pressure back in the tire. Since I took it down a little bit, let it out fast too. This will give me an opportunity to see how accurate this one is. 23.5 is where I want to be. Okay, so this said I was at 23.5. Turn that back off. Test this thing out again here now. Back at 0. It's 22.5, so it looks like it's going to be off about a point, guys. Point to half point. Which I think I can live with that. Let's test the back again now. Now let's see. I'm gonna test it and see if it'll give an accurate reading. 23.5. But that's where my tire is supposed to be, right there. So I think as long as it's staying within 0.5, even off to 1, I have an idea what my tire pressure is going to be. And even the little digital ones are not that accurate either, guys. Let's try this one again. 22.5. So this one's probably got a little bit less in it. My other gauge said 23.5. This one's saying 22.5. This one's showing 23.5. So as far as accuracy, I'd say it's off at least by 0.5, somewhere between 0.5 and 1. But all in all, you know, not bad for, you know, the price, which I'll put up here in the corner. All right, guys. Nice to have something though where you get an idea of what your tire pressure is, you know, before you take off. And I guess I could have tested or could have trusted my, what it just really did is reassured me that my little cheapy pump is fairly accurate. Because I've tested these pressures now with 3 different devices, and they're all within a 0.5 of each other, 1 to a 0.5 difference, which isn't too bad. I'll accept that. All right, guys, thank you much.